Damon Martin MMA fighting in this past week. We saw one of the most dominant performances in all of mixed martial arts from one of the most dominant women in all of mixed martial arts. I guarantee you she will argue she is the most dominant woman in mixed martial arts. Kayla Harrison, welcome back. Congratulations, of course, on an amazing victory. I know you are your harshest critic, but I think it's pretty hard to dispute that performance. 90 seconds in and out the door.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, the head kick missed though, didn't it? So that's unacceptable, but I'm going to go back to the gym and keep working.
I knew you'd pick something. I knew you'd find something to pick apart in that one. You missed the head kick. I knew you had to find something.
Not only did I miss the head kick, but after I threw the head kick, I stood there like stock still, even though I've been told a million times by my coaches, hey, after you throw something, be ready. And it was like slow-mo. I threw the head kick. I saw her like matrix it. I saw her come back and I just stood there like, darn it, that missed. And then she went pop jab. And I was like, son of a, okay, move, Kayla. Anyway.
Well, it was obviously a very dominant performance from then on out. You took her down, bludgeoned her with punches, and it was over pretty quick. And obviously, that's the goal every single time. Let me ask you kind of a two-part question. One, obviously, you got to be happy with that because you get in and out of there pretty quick. You get the 6 points, you get to move on without any injuries, any possibility injuries, things like that. But then also you are, and I know I joke, but it's all serious, that you are kind of your own worst critic in terms of always picking something apart. But I imagine that keeps you humble, right? Like when you go, even a 90-second fight, you're finding something to work on.
Of course. I mean, I think that you have to stay humble, stay hungry, and I think the day that I stop working or the day that I tell my coaches, oh, I've got this, is the day that I lose. Like I'm in the gym every day getting better and thinking about areas that I can get better in. I'm trusting the coaches. I'm trusting the process. I'm not perfect, not by any means. I'm not even close to perfect. And that drive, that desire is what keeps me hungry and keeps me winning those fights. That's why it looks easy, because I work so hard, like it's supposed to look easy because I train my ass off every day.
Yeah, I know we talked several times during the quarantine, and obviously you had the one fight, you had the other one get canceled out of your control, of course, but I know there had been kind of like some pent-up aggression just waiting to get out. And I know you told me before the fight, though, you said, listen, I'm kind of letting all that go. I'm just being happy. I'm just enjoying the process, going out there, enjoying my career. But was there any kind of like pent-up frustration letting out in this fight, going out and doing that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, there was. I am a liar. If I said that I was letting it all go, I lied. No, honestly, living it, like staying in a bubble for 17 days is very mentally challenging, just in the fact that like you can't, like couldn't go sit in the sun, couldn't go like walk around. It's just like I realized very quickly that I'm a human that likes my freedom. And no, there's definitely a lot of frustration and definitely a lot of I don't know, man. I just was like, there were moments in that fight where like she would give up her back and I saw the choke and I saw submissions and like I was like, no, I want to keep hitting her. Like I want to keep, the ref is going to pull me off of this girl. Like I want to keep going. So, which is not ever something, normally I'm very calculated and like, oh, submission's there, go for the submission. Like, but this time I was like, no, I'm gonna beat somebody up, damn it.
you had to punch out some feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
How was obviously it's over now, but how was the quarantine? Because I've heard different things. I know it's rough. Obviously, you got family at home. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Your coaches, I know you told me before the fight they couldn't get there to basically right at the fight. And we understand that. Mike Brown, a guy who's coaching constantly, he can't spend 17 days in a quarantine. So how did you deal with that during that whole time?
Yeah, no, it was terrible. It was terrible. I don't really have anything super nice to say about the bubble, so I'm probably should just not say anything. Just because that's the right thing to do. So it's over. It's done. I won. I'm healthy. My kids are healthy. Life is good. On to the next.
Yeah. Let me ask you, obviously you were the co-main event, so you were focusing on your fight, but did you happen to catch any of the highlights or see anything of the other fights?
Yeah, I did. I saw most of them, I think.
What did you think? I mean, obviously you're kind of scouting the competition a little bit. Obviously, it always comes down to you and your preparation. But I know we said before the tournament you always kind of thought Larissa was going to be the most logical person eventually. Seems that way again after the first couple of fights. But again, we don't know how things are going to play out. But did anything impress you by any of the other women you saw?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think Larissa is definitely going to be the toughest opponent. I think that 145 and up, she's probably the fourth best fighter in the world. I think there's Amanda, there's Cyborg, there's me, and I think she's actually right up there. I think people don't give her enough credit. No, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's a long season. Anything can happen. Just got to show up and do your job. But I expect to see us in the finals again. And it looks like she's been training hard. So it should be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I know this is a tough question to answer because it's before the fact. We don't know how it's going to play out. We don't know what the season's going to look like. But part of you accomplishing your goals of becoming the greatest of all time requires the competition. That's just part of the sport. Amanda, your teammate, gained huge recognition and a huge reputation from demolishing Chris Cyborg the way she did. Obviously, she's done other things as well, but that kind of helped add to her legend. Rhonda, Misha, all the other people she's beaten, but that helped add to her. That's what created Amanda Nunes who she is. Now, I know with Larissa, you've always said you wanted, you want to top your performance. So you have a chance hopefully to do that again this season. But at some point, a third win over Larissa, does it at some point become diminishing returns? You know what I mean? Like, how many times can you beat the same person?
I mean, to be honest with you, I hope that someone beats her. Like, not because I don't like, I mean, I think I wish her the best and everything, but obviously from my selfish reasonings, like I would like to fight different competition. Like I would like to fight someone else and continue to challenge myself and grow. For sure. It's like, it sucks like that we're going to fight 3 times. It's like, that's the weird thing about having a season, right? Like you can't control that. So
yeah.
You see this in MMA where someone has won 2 times and it's like very one-sided, but they fight a 3rd time. So
yeah, there's a good side and a bad side to having kind of like you take the politics out of fighting, which is good. But the bad side is that you may end up facing the same person over and over and over again.
For sure.
I'm the baddest woman in this room and in any room.
I don't think anything else needs to be said. Congratulations to the returning champion and the actual literal mic drop.
So you had what I would like to call a mic drop moment on after your fight last week with your post-fight interview. Now, when we did our pre-fight interview, and I know you do a lot of pre-fight interviews, but I remember you laughed when I said this. I said, I'm not even going to bring up, we did an entire 20-minute interview. And I didn't bring up Amanda Nunes once. I was like going out of my way not to mention that because
it was very impressive.
But you kind of let everything fall away on after your fight. You said, listen, I am the greatest. I want to be the greatest. And I'm done, kind of playing nice. Kind of give me the mindset. Was that just a fire of the moment? Did you have that going in to say, stop playing nice? I don't know. You tell me. Like that post-fight speech was pretty fiery.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like kind of probably like the perfect storm of things happening and like just in my life. But I just really, this isn't a dig at anyone. This isn't like a call out to anyone. This isn't personal. This has nothing to do with Amanda or anyone else, who people may think, oh, she's talking like it. This is just me making a claim to the world that I do believe in myself. And I do believe that I will go down as the greatest. I'm not talking trash. Like, this is what I believe. People believe that whoever is the greatest and this person's a pound for pound. This is just my opinion, and I know that I have to work to prove that opinion. I know that I have a lot to do, but I'm excited to do the work. And I'm excited that now the whole world knows that I have that confidence in myself. You know, I'm not like Miss Congeniality. I'm not here to make friends. Like, this isn't a business for making friends. Like, the promoters aren't my friends. These fighters aren't my friends. Like, I'm here for one job and one job only, and that's to be the greatest of all time. That's it. I'm not here for anything.
To that point, you know, when you talk about like Amanda, obviously there's Chris Cyborg. There's other challenges out there. You know what I mean? Everyone brings up Amanda. Everyone brings up Amanda because of the drama factor, because they're your teammates. You know, they want to bring that up. But that being said, it's not about Amanda. It's just about you, right? Like, that's kind of the point.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it has nothing to do with Amanda. It has nothing to do with Chris Cyborg. It has nothing to do with Clarissa Shields. It has nothing to do with, you know, people aren't saying like, oh, well, tell that to Joanna. Like, Joanna's my team. Like, it has nothing to do with Joanna. Like, this is not a personal like attack on anyone. This is just my personal belief in myself. Like, I mean, it's like such a, I don't know. It's almost annoying that people say things to me about it. Like, it's like, oh, how dare you believe in yourself? You know, like, what the hell else am I supposed to do? Like, oh man, I suck. I'm never going to be the greatest. Like, I'm not here to be second best. That's it.
Yeah. It'd be hard to believe you'd have 2 gold medals on your mantle with the option of being second best. That seems kind of crazy, right?
Yes.
With that being said, you know, obviously you know what needs to be done to become the greatest. Level of competition, that's the big thing. Do you feel like that's something that's gonna have to be addressed after this season? And again, I don't want to not try and get you to get PFL, but like, do you feel like that's gonna have to be addressed after this season?
For sure. I do. I agree.
So now, with that being said, you know what the season looks like ahead. Unfortunately, it means more quarantine. It means, you know, but you do get to stay active this year. Is that ultimately the payoff this year? Is you do get to stay active, 4 fights, make another $1 million, and just stay focused on that. And again, I know everyone's going to bring up all the other fights. And listen, after whatever the final is, I'm sure you'll be ready to fight those fighters. But right now, I imagine that's the focus, right?
Exactly. I have high aspirations. I have high goals for myself, but you can't get there overnight, right? You have to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one fight at a time. So my goal is now June 25th, go out there and still my will, kill whoever is in front of me and move on to the semis, you know, just one fight at a time. That's it.
Yeah. I loved it because listen, I know ultimately and weirdly to say this, you are a humble person. You're not like the egotistical person, but at the same time, you accomplish so much and you believe in yourself. Why wouldn't you call yourself the greatest? Like, I've never understood that. I love that when I do an interview with someone and I hear people critique and when they say, I'm going to beat this person, I'm going to finish them, whatever. And I'm like, what are they supposed to say? Like, yeah, I might lose. I think I might lose the second round. Like, what are you supposed to say?
But it's, you know what it is? It's these people who never dare to be great, you know? Like, it's these people who have comments or who say things or who like want to say like, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. Like, they never dare to do anything great. You know, they're very comfortable to sit where they sit and never struggle, never have hardship, never have pain, never have failure. And those people never really live. So yes, I'm going to say it because it's what I believe. And I'm going to struggle and I'm going to have pain and I'm going to have fear and I'm going to have hardship and I might have some failure, but I'm going to live, damn it. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
Absolutely. With that being said, the other thing I want to bring up to you real quick, and again, I don't know that we'll ever see this because of the way the future looks. I mean, literally, it's going to be our first fight. We all heard the stories. Clarissa Shields was there at your fight, and a big part of it, apparently, at least, again, this might be promotional stuff, but she was there to watch you. She wanted to see you fight. Now she's got her own debut coming up in June. She's going to be one fight into her career. I think it's far-fetched to say that you guys would be fighting anytime in the relatively near future. But do you take that as a sign of respect that people are watching you to that point? Like, again, I know you have respect for Clarissa Shields. She's a gold medalist in her own right. So I know there's respect there, right?
Of course. I mean, like, we literally met at the Olympics in 2012 when we were both we were both just kids and like both had never won a gold medal. We took a picture at the opening ceremonies together and like we both went and won gold medals, like the first for our countries, you know, like it's pretty poetic and it's pretty crazy that now she's fighting in MMA and yeah, like I think it's all good. I don't think we're gonna fight anytime soon. I just don't see that happening. I think she's very green, and like I told her, like it's a totally different world. You know, there's just so much that goes into MMA. It's like ridiculous the amount of like brain focus you need to have to not get or taken down or choked or submitted or like all of these different things. You know, it's crazy. That's why I love it so much. So yeah, I mean, I'll be watching her fight too for sure. I mean, the whole world's excited to see her debut. So
did you actually talk to her when you were at the fights?
yeah, we talked. Yeah, for sure. I saw her at the press conference, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's funny because like you guys had that shared experience at the Olympics, you know what that goes through. And like I said, when you say things like you say, it's just like I bring up Amanda. It's not about Amanda. It's not about Chris Cyborg. It's not about Clarissa. It's just about you, right? Like it's not like a dig on anybody.
Not a dig on anybody. It's not about anybody but me. And like, it would be weird for those girls to say like, oh, I'm the second best. Like, of course they be the best, you know, like I'm not going to be like, hey, how dare you say that you're the best? I think I'm the, like, of course I think that they should want to be the best. And like, that's why I have respect for them because these girls go out there and they put it on the line, you know, like Clarissa could have stayed in boxing and been comfortable, but she's not. Like she's putting it on the line. So I have a lot of respect for that. And I'm not, I mean, it just, yeah, I think I'm the best. I'm going to work really hard to prove it.
Yeah. Last thing before I get you out of here, Kayla, I want to ask you this. You mentioned on your after your fight, you dropped the two words that I had a good laugh at. You said YouTube idiots. And I think we all know who you're talking about when you say YouTube idiots. And I'm not going to bring up that name, but I will say this: there's been a lot of all this, and I get it. Listen, I'm not going to fault anyone for making a payday. I've never. If you want to go fight that guy and make $1 million, good for you. I'm never going to fault you for that. But there's all that talk about you got to come to boxing, and I think it was like I think Connor said something about, or somebody said something last week about it, where they said like, why don't these guys ever want to come over to MMA? And I think we all know why. It's not a giant secret. But do you have a lot of respect for somebody like Clarissa that she is stepping out of her comfort zone? I mean, listen,
sure.
That's a huge deal, right?
It is a huge deal. I mean, it's the scariest to get in that cage and lock the door is the scariest thing in the world. And like, I think it was Eddie Alvarez or someone said like, when you want to find out who the best basketball player in the world is, you don't have a 3-point contest, you know, you have a one-on-one game. And that's what this is. Like, if you want to find out who the best in the world is, you don't have a boxing match. You have an MMA fight. So I think, of course, we all know why people don't want to do it, but I have tons of respect for Clarissa. She could have stayed where she was. She could have kept cashing checks and doing what she's doing, but she's not. I think that's, she's bold, she's daring, she's fearless, she's badass.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kayla, I know it's funny. I knew as soon as I asked you the question, you were going to tell me something you didn't like about the fight. But I still think it was a very dominant performance. Congratulations. I'm sure we will speak again during the season, but congratulations. Enjoy the victory. Enjoy some Sour Patch Kids, but I know the training is going to start again soon. I know you're going to be back in the gym pretty quick. So enjoy it a little bit. But thank you so much for taking the time as always. Look forward to June 25th, and we will chat soon. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.